Hey everybody, you've reached Elizabeth and Joanne with World's Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. This is your home for balanced energy in your twin flame connection. We talk about the energy of soul and what it is that you need to shift into in order to not only bring your twin flame back in, but to keep them in your space without pulling again. So if you found this channel, you are ready. And we say that very, very, very sincerely. Your soul knew you were ready for the shifts that are needed to really, really, truly choose you, and in turn, be prepared, be ready for the magnetization that's going to following your intention being on you. So we are here to teach you how the energy truly plays out in a twin flame connection, because how do we know? Because we're in ones ourselves. Joanne and I have been through it all. We've been through the dark night and the separation, and we now have balanced our people back into our lives for years. We are in permanent relating experiences. We both live with our people, and we are with you on this journey. This journey is the most challenging thing, the most painful thing we have ever experienced. And it has been our mission to help others that are in the same spots we have been in, because no one else understands this connection. No one. And everyone who's listening right now, you know what I'm talking about. You cannot talk to even your best friend about this connection if they are not in it, and they will never truly understand the dynamic and the energy shifts and what it feels like on this side of this connection. So we're here with you. Press subscribe if you like our content. Make sure to press the bell for all future notifications when videos come out. But today, oh my gosh, today we have a treat for you. We are talking twin flame tantra. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. It does not get better than this. So stay tuned, sit back, and feel into that energy of oneness, that energy of soul, and feel as the shifts come. Enjoy.
As you're in luck, this question is amazing. And I think it will not only change your connection in a deeper, higher level, but I feel like it's going to change your entire experience with intimacy with anyone in your life once you understand truly how this works. So go ahead, love, and then let's get deep.
Here's the question. Hi, my beautiful sisters. My question: in one video, I heard you, Joanne, quickly mention Tantra. I'm looking into the art of Tantra, and I wonder your thoughts and how it will help my ascension, growth for myself, empowerment, my femininity, my energy, and my intimacy with my person.
I love this question because I truly believe once you recognize how to have Tantra sex with your person, as well as in general, you will essentially never go back. So let me get deep into what that looks like. So Tantra sex, for those that just like beginners because they don't know what that is, it's being able to be in this meditative sexual practice with either your person or soulmate or anybody, really. So steps in Tantra is literally what we practice every day with our people. You guys know in this connection, you have to balance your energy and you have to release mine in your connection. So I would say majority of the time when we're with our people, we're in this really present state where we are the walking meditation. And in intimacy, which is a really like advanced place, I would say if you're not balanced with your person, do not engage in sexual intimacy unless you've balanced all of the kinks of when mine is involved. Because it's a very sacred, it's a very sacred place where you should be fully present. And so in the beginning, and just like all of the advice we give you guys, you got to sip in your person very slowly to where you're balanced in every interaction, from the text to the conversations to the place of where you are intimate. And when you're intimate, if you can practice Tantra sex, you're present and fully engaged in the now. So Tantra sex is being able to use all your senses when you are intimate. It's being able to breathe, right? Breathe in and focus in the presence, using your senses and aware of the consciousness that you are. in your experience with your person intimately. And again, it does not have to be just your person. This could be, Tantra sex could be experienced with everyone. The difference is, I almost feel like when you're in intimacy with your person, you have to be in some form of Tantra sex, because the consciousness that is required to sustain your person in the permanent relating experience, especially in the intimate space, you want to be fully in your senses. You want to be fully conscious, not in mind. There is no fear-based energy that's involved when you're both together. So I would say once you experience like sacred sexuality, which is what Tantra is, you never go back. I don't even know how to have intimacy without presence. I don't know how to have the presence, the breath of presence anymore. And so what sacred sexuality is, Tantra is, it's when you are closer to the divine, when you're no longer intimate for the sake of release. And let me expand more. And Elizabeth, you can add on more into how you use this presence in your intimacy the more and more you evolve in a deeper level with your person. Because I really don't know when I'm ever intimate with my person in mind anymore, because I'm fully present and aware. So it's not for the sake of release, it's for the sake of being present with each other in your ability to become one. That's what happens. And then the explosion of release happens multiple times, right? Naturally. But that's not the end all be all, because you don't even have to think about it, because you're just so present and immersed in the oneness. And so so the purpose of Tantra is being able to come into one with the divine, and your body and your mind is immersed together as a one. And so there's no difference between the spirit and the body. It's like oneness, right? There's no separation between spirit and matter. You are in communion with the divine. It's becoming one with God. You are becoming one with God through sexual intimacy. And if you guys listen to any of our twin flame videos about sex, you'll find that that's literally what we're experiencing and describing to you guys. It's more than just the body. The body is a temple. It's the temple in connection to God. That's what it becomes. And so Tantra becomes a deep meditation. You are embodying meditation in intimacy, and you get to transcend into deeper levels of consciousness. It's almost like you're longing to reunite yourself with God in the universe through intimacy. And long ago, right, before we woke up in this journey, sex was just sex. It was just what it was. But because this person is calling to you to be present, you get to be present in sex, which is really deep, right? How do you become present in sex? Well, you're being asked to be present in all of your experiences with your person, where there is no judgment, where there is no expectations, where there are no preferences, which calls you to be in presence, to have this sacred sexual experience with your person, where it's not just the body. The body is the vessel that you use to get more into the spirit, to become one with the spirit. And so the difference between soulmates and your person is soulmates is another soul. So you could be intimate and still have Tantra sex. But the coolest part with your person is you're actually merging together through all of your chakras, from the lower all the way up to your heart and third eye at the same time. And so you're both working together, kind of like plugging into each other closer to God. And it's a really beautiful place and state where you become more conscious in all of your experiences. And no better way to connect with God than being the God that you are. And being intimate with your person requires this really conscious state. And so all your chakras are opening, you're having this ecstatic connection, merging with your person, becoming the God consciousness that you are, where the release happens naturally. And I would even get deeper in this. The Tantra sex doesn't just because the release has happened, doesn't mean the oneness is over. It like lingers. It remains. It stays with you forever. It's constant. It's over and over. So even after, you're both still there. You're not in mind. You're still in soul. You're present. You're one with God. And you become one with everything. And you are honoring yourself. I think sex before my person was a very taboo thing. So much shame around sexual energy and all of those things. And now you get to use your body as a temple, as a way to honor yourself and to be closer to God. And so the sexual energy, all of those things that come up, is just you being able to use them as a way to use your life force, to use it as a form of a higher level of consciousness instead of self-gratification, which is where you get lost in just the body. And we've explained to you guys with your person, it's not just about the body anymore. It becomes beyond that. You're getting in the cosmos now with your person. And then you get to be really selfish. Once you experience your person, you get to be really selfish and you realize, I don't want just like any sex with anybody unless I can share my connection with God in the same way again, where I'm coming back to myself. And that's conscious sex. Like you're being so conscious. And like I said, it comes in the territory of being a twin flame. You're not going to just exchange sexual energy with random strangers. You actually want to make sure it's beyond just the body. It's actually a turnoff. When you're hooking up just for the body, it feels like a turnoff. And so you can catch that feel all icky because you could feel there's no authenticity. There's no really getting to know who you are as a soul that you are and the way that you had to have uncovered through your journey. And so you really recognize that sex is sacred. It's an exchange of being one with yourself. And it becomes transmuted instead of just the physical aspect. There's no cheapen. You're not cheapening the experience of sex because the body is not where you're trying to connect to. It's temporary, right? You're connecting to the level of soul. And so that's where you get to be 100% vulnerable with the oneness. And it's a blend of your energies. And it's delicious, love. That it's delicious to be one with yourself. It's now a new way to have sexual intimacy for real, because it's so sacred. It's so beautiful, and there's no judgment. You're free with each other. You get to allow yourself to be the sexual goddess that you are. And me and Elizabeth have no F's given when it comes to being the goddess that we are, because we're just following what resonates for us through our connection with our people. We get to allow ourselves to be free, and our people, like all of their deepest desires and fantasies, gets to be explored through our presence, which is God. There's no deeper level of intimacy without presence. And so Tantra sex and twin flames is like one or the other. Like you can't be one or the other. If you're having sex with your person, you're going to be present. If not, you're not going to have more of it. So you have no choice but to have conscious, sacred sexuality experiences with your person, because the connection calls presence. And that's where you become truly in one with that sexual experience, where it's no longer about the body. The body becomes the vessel that's used to get deeper in soul together. That's sacred sex. And you'll never go back. I'm sorry, loves. Once you've heard this video, once you've practiced it, by being present, fully present, using your body as a tool to get closer to God. It's deep level stuff. You're like flying in the cosmos, and it's high level, like experience. It's a high level experience where you're becoming one with God. And it's truly sacred and it's beautiful. And it's not that, dirty things that we think and attribute to sex. It's actually really beautiful. It's art. Sex becomes art when it comes to Tantra because you're fully present in the merging of your one soul. That's how you could use it for your twin flame connection. And that's how you can use it in any intimate experience, whether you're by yourself or with another person. If you're using Tantra, which is presence in your sexual experience, it becomes heightened because it becomes truly
Joanne,
sacred. Yeah, go ahead, Lev.
Listen to this. When you say it like this, you're using presence. Basically, what you're doing is you're like almost using intimacy, but you're aligning with soul while you're intimate, because that's what presence is. Presence is soul. You are aligning to that part of you that is free of judgment, free of expectations, free of preferences. You are aligning to the part of you that is just sort of one with all. That's sort of what it becomes. And like you said, you can't have intimacy like this with your twin without Tantra. Essentially, if you can't be present with your person during intimacy, it just means you have more balancing to do before we would recommend going there. And the reason why,
and even after.
Yes.
Go ahead, keep going, Lev.
After is actually usually harder to balance. So what is like, I want you guys to all picture this, because I have yet to meet anyone that's asleep that can engage in sexual intimacy without being in mind, in at least part or after or some of the experience. And why is that? Because we have religious things that put us in mind with sex. We have insecurities that put us in mind with sex. We have body image problems that put us in mind with sex. We have desire, neediness, and wanting something from another person that puts us in mind during sex. There are so many things that put us in mind during this period. And when you're engaging in this type of intimacy in a balanced level, you can't be in mind with it. So what happens is you, little by little, start recognizing when the mind is coming in while you're being intimate. So it's not like one day you're in mind with sex and the next day you're pure soul. This is sort of this gradual consciousness, evolution of consciousness. I'm watching the mind with this. I'm watching the mind during this. Now there's no mind with this. So you and I, Joanne, have gotten to this place with our people where there is no mind in this dance that we're doing, in this artistic expression that we're doing, in this place of pure being that we're doing. And again, I can't ever imagine going back to the place where I was in mind with this intimacy, because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of insecurities, there's a lot of fears that come up when you're in mind with sex. And if you aren't in that place, there's still some layers that need to be shed to get to that place, because it is so synchronistic and so beautiful. It is such a compliment. And when you, not only can you give that to yourself, when you're being present with your person, it allows them to be present. It allows them to be out of mind. It allows them, like you said, Joanne, you touched on it, to explore their deepest fantasies with you, because they know that no matter what they say or want to do, there's going to be no judgment. And not only is that freeing to them, they can now see a part of themselves that they may have judged within them. Like, because a lot of times sexual fantasies are so taboo growing up that it makes people push down what they really want to explore mentally. And so when you're allowing them to explore that part of them that they felt so judged or so wrong inside internally, and you're showing them it's okay, suddenly that's what brings those extra cosmos into play, right? Like, that's when you're dancing in the universe with this other person, because you're free
you're free without judgment to be who you are and to not feel bad about it and to just explore what you've always wanted to explore, but you get this other person along there alongside you that gets to do it with you. And that's when we say you're in this other realm with this person. It's like two people dancing in the universe together, just like this perfect dance that's so synchronistic, and it's like choreographed from God.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's from God showing you the dance of your soul. It's so beautiful, and it's very, very deep, and there is no taboo with it. It's like supposed to be this way. We are supposed to experience God together as one, coming back home. That's where Tantra sex becomes the only way to have sex, I would say, because any other way is just stuck in the body. And I think now that we're conscious and awakened, there's no other way to be intimate anymore other than being intimate with presence. Being present is you allowing yourself to experience God through you as the God that you are. And then obviously with your twin flame, it's like 10 times more intensified. But what a beautiful gift for all of us to awaken into this goddess, like sexual goddess, to now no longer be afraid. Because that's what sex was to me. It was something that's very taboo, and it's like not honored. It's not honored and is sacred. It was just a form of having children. That's what there's a lot of religious taboo with it. There's a lot of expectations and preferences with it. And then you finally now allow yourself to fully be present with your person, to fully be present with yourself or another soul. It allows you to intensify your connection with God in however way you want to connect with God. And that's why what I said before, and I truly mean it, if you really want a permanent relating experience with your person and intimacy is involved, you have no choice but to have Tantra sex. You have no choice. If you're in mind with your person in the intimacy before, during, and after, you're pushing. And how sad is it to give your person mind energy when they're trying to connect with you in a soul level through God? So I would even say this is beyond the intimacy. After intimacy, I'm back into that oneness with God. I'm present with God all the time. So when I said after the intimacy, I'm still laying there in the same presence, in the same oneness, in the same communion with God, connecting with God, whether my person is there or not, whether my person is intimate with me or not. I'm connecting with God the same way over and over and over and over and over again. And I think that's why. So Elizabeth was having a hard time balancing her businesses. And one of them was, hey, love, I don't like being stuck somewhere. Is because I want to connect back into that freedom to be one with God. That's what I'm hearing from you, love, is I want to go back to the place where I am free. And that's what sexual intimacy, when it's sacred, you're becoming one and free again and again and again with yourself, connecting with God. And the body in the intimate experience is after, it doesn't even matter because you're back to God again. You become and embody the walking meditation, whether you're intimate or not intimate. And so I would say the presence, the extra presence you're able to embody during the intimacy is a gift, but to be able to maintain it even after, where you're laying there and you don't have to do anything, you're being in each other's space every day through presence, and you can do this wherever you are. That's where the true oneness goes beyond the body, is being present all the time, whether you're intimate, whether you're not, and you're being one with every experience. That's the true communion with God, is you don't need the body and you don't need to have the sexual experience to be one with God, because you're always becoming one with yourself. And that's why I honestly, truly believe our people are so drawn to us, love. They're so drawn to us because we want to always honor this presence in our sexual experience with our people, right, through Tantra, and also in all of our experiences, whether we're just laying there or we're being. So honor presence in the same very intimate way. I share it all the time. Presence is so beautiful, and it's as tasty, it's as delicious. Because when I talk about twin flame sex, if you guys listen to our twin flame sex video, I'm telling you, the highest explosive experience is me in unity and unity consciousness, where it's beyond just our physical body anyway. So this is a perfect example to always experience your oneness with you and the universe and God, not only through sex, but through all of your experiences. Tantra sex not only becomes like the highest level of experience to connect with God, but you get to experience with God even in meditation, even just passing by or driving, you're experiencing God again. Oh, I'm God again, right? Because didn't you say, Lev, when you're driving, you remember that you're made all this, and then your person contacts you anyway. So yep. It's like all the same thing. I'm being God. I'm being God. I'm being God. Oh, I'm God. And then, oh, my person's here. I'm God. Oh, and whether you are intimate or not, you're really embodying the same goddess, godness, God source energy in all of your experiences, to where everything is sacred. Every moment is sacred. This moment is sacred. It's as sacred as the intimate, sacred experience that you have. Everything becomes so sacred because you're conscious and you're present. This is why God created itself in multiple versions of itself, right? To experience the love God felt. God loved so much, he had to create multiple versions of himself so all of you can experience the God that you are. And this is that. What a cool way to practice that with your twin flame. What a cool way to practice that beyond your body. Connecting with God beyond your body. Using your body as a tool, but your soul as the main source. Connecting with your oneness instantaneously beyond intimacy is like the true gift. That's the true gift. If you can experience that same oneness beyond the connection through intimacy, you can balance more of the physical beyond the body. And that's that unity consciousness. It's not just the sex. The sex is extra. But I would say every experience now is this. I don't really talk much with my person. I feel like we're just sitting together in our presence over and over and over again. And I actually, loves, I'm so selfish. This is how I want to interact with everybody. I don't want to get to know your mind. I want to get to know your soul. How can I be more soul with everyone else that interacts with me, including my person? How can I be more soul? How can I honor soul in all of my experiences, especially? So this is why you are all experts now. Congratulations, everyone. You're all experts in Tantra, sacred sexuality, because your person is the perfect practice in embodying this soul presence. And no better way to practice that when you're experiencing such a sacred experience as sex, right? You're exchanging energy, right? You're merging into your soul. You're both exchanging your oneness. So no better way to keep practicing this sacred oneness to God than with your person. And not only that, but you get to embody that oneness with God with everyone else, because now you don't want to experience the fake. I don't want to experience fake love. I don't want to experience fake relationships. I don't want to talk about the freaking weather. I don't. I hate the fake conversations. Who was it? Weren't we talking to a beautiful soul who told us they got so triggered by people just messaging them, saying hi, like random strangers saying hi to them?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually really deep, and I want you guys to feel this. They were so mad that everyone else can reach out to them while their person's not reaching out to them. And it's almost like, I don't want to have the fake conversations. I want the deep, soul-shaking kind of conversations, the ones that fill your soul, the ones that make your heart open. Let's talk about how we can connect more into our goddess light, right? The love. Those are the deep things. And so we don't want to have the real boring, like no soul in the conversations, in the sex. I don't want to do anything without presence anymore, loves. I really don't. I don't want to be surrounded by fear. I don't want to be surrounded by desire, even desire. Doesn't that sound weird? Because we can get turned off by someone who's just really, really turned on to just the body. That's like such a turn off, right? You think of somebody who just really wants you for your body. That's icky.
Yeah.
Because we're not stimulated by desire anymore. We're in neutrality now. So
hold on. Not only are we not stimulated by desire, we are actually repelled the way our people are when we are in desire towards them.
Yes. It feels icky to just be in desire, because we know what it feels like to be in love, in unconditional love, to be in the neutral state of love. So being needed and wanted and that I'm just the body, it's a repellent, because soul honors soul. Soul honors you as the soul that you are beyond the body. It doesn't even see the body anymore. When I told you guys you're in this Tantra sex with your person, you go beyond the body, you connect with God. Well, when other people are just like, for example, that beautiful soul who's so turned off that she's getting like people to hit on her for her body, it's not a turn on. It's like, ew, I'm more than just my body. I'm my soul. And you know that you're your soul. And so everyone else who just sees the body, the energies repel immediately for you, because you know that sex is beyond the body. It's being one with yourself. It's very sacred. It's beautiful. And so you know now to be selfish with your body and not share it for the sake of sharing it. You're sharing a piece of yourself with God. That's what it becomes really, really sacred. So I said to all of you guys, congratulations, because intimacy now is very sacred. And it's okay if you decide to no longer experience the physical intimacy for a while, right? If you decide, hey, you know what? I don't want to be with anybody because it only resonates with my person, or I will only exchange in this if I am experiencing it where I am more comfortable, right? You're no longer just giving away the physical attributes of your body without the knowing that it's beyond just the body. We get to be picky. We get to be really picky of who we interact with in every experience, because we get to be authentic with the experiences we have with other people as well as with our person. And not only that, but even with the intimacy becomes so much more. It becomes meaningful. It really is a meaningful experience. It's a beautiful experience with creating art, right? It's an artistic dance with your soul becoming one again. You're becoming one again. You're back home again, over and over. And that's why I don't ruminate on my person anymore with our intimacy. I used to ruminate on it. And now I know I'm just coming back to God in a deeper level each and every time. That's why there's no judgment. There's no expectations. There's no preferences. It's being fully one and immersed in your oneness in every experience. It's very, very, very sacred. There's no other way to have sex with your twin flame without Tantra. At least that's how I see it, because Tantra is sacred sex. And there's no other way to have sex anymore after your awakening without making it sacred. Otherwise, another way would be just body. And you all know you're not the body. The body is temporary and the soul comes in. The soul has to come in naturally because of your ability to stay conscious and present. Once you're conscious and present, all the other stuff just feels so much more amazing. It becomes, like I said, it's delicious, right? When you're fully present, everything becomes delicious. It's very, very in slow motion. Life becomes slow motion now. You get to be intimate with life more than it's ever been intimate. It's ever been exposed to you before. Life becomes fully sacred. I know this was really deep, and I hope it allowed you all to recognize that this is what your journey brings you. It brings you more than what the typical 3D experiences are. You're going into 5D levels here, my love, and this is a beautiful thing to balance. So if you're getting this far in your connection, I would say you are very balanced. So congratulations to all of you, because this is what you're working your way up to. How do I get to a place where I'm intimate with my person and I stay in this place of soul? How do I get to a place where I'm neutral about my person? How do I get to my place where the desires are not about the body anymore because I'm one with it all? We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.